In today's episode of What If, we're going to see what might have been different had we been a part of the planning of Jurassic Park from the very beginning. Time to be able to begin our operations. We have to throw down a science center. This one is going to be the hub of our operations, and then we also need to be able to get the science center down. Need to make sure that we connect these central infrastructure buildings to our paths. And then this one, it kind of has a unique feature in that it is able to connect from two different locations. Let's slink along here, be able to connect the science center up. And then
Jurassic Park
this guy going as well. All right, we're off to a good start.
Dr. Henry Wu.
Research the hatchery. So if we go to research, let's get our hatchery to be able to begin synthesizing our very first dinosaurs. We get to connect the hatchery to this initial enclosure that was already established for us. We get a little bit of infrastructure to be able to begin with. And then let's come around here, be able to join up with the path.
Velociraptors. Yes, we're going to start with raptors. I know you may have concerns, but both John and I agree that they represent some of our most viable candidates. You'll need to synthesize their eggs using the available genome research I've provided. And of course, let me know the results the moment you have them.
Alright, so we don't get to have full freedom in making changes here on how Jurassic Park is set up. It will always have raptors. We're able to synthesize them. We only have 54% of their DNA established here. We're able to do some genetic modifications. We can make one modification to their strand of DNA. They have a negative trait that's kind of inherent to the raptor DNA that we've created. They would likely be intolerant, which means that they're not going to handle other species being integrated with them, which, I mean, I wouldn't really try to do with the raptors anyway. We're going to try and make them live just a little bit longer so that hopefully we're able to get longer life out of them so we don't have to keep on synthesizing them. It gets pretty expensive to be able to create new dinosaurs, so if you are keeping a large population and then they die off, you're out of luck. Expected survival rate is 67%, and our batch size, we get 6 eggs. Incubation failed, no viable embryos. So normally there's a button here to be able to select the eggs that you want to incubate.
Our first synthesis was
Here we're gonna have to discard
unsuccessful,
these.
which means that we clearly have room for improvement, but we don't stop. We get better. I've identified some areas in the synthesis process that need further research. See what you can learn at the Science Center and get back to me.
Take 2 on the
these dinosaurs
raptors.
are our best chance at success. We've learned so much, and we'll continue to learn as we move forward.
Yes, of course. And I do understand your concern, Ms. Halford.
All right, now we are
Every
able to
dinosaur
select
carries
which
a certain
eggs that we
amount of
want to
risk.
bring
And it's
to
our
full
job
maturity.
to
So we had a batch
mitigate it
size
as much as
of
possible.
6 eggs.
Keep
We
the
lost
boy
2 of
eyes
them.
out of my hair,
We
and
would
the
be able
dinosaurs
to
safely and
successfully
happily within their
incubate
enclosures,
these.
and you shall
We have
have my
3
eternal
intolerant and
gratitude.
1 aggressive.
Dr. Hammond,
Now,
Does that mean
unfortunately,
you
the
have the
aggressive trait is going to mean that they're
authorization to
likely to get in fights
Yes.
with each other and then
Most
injure each other,
enthusiastic.
rack up hospital and veterinary bills, which if you thought veterinary bills for normal animals were expensive, imagine having to treat genetically modified dinosaurs. So we're definitely taking all of the intolerant ones, and then the question is, do we want the aggressive one in with the rest of the population? The thing is that this guy is like meant to be the perfect alpha, aggressive, social, and fit. They would be... My money would be on them taking the alpha spot immediately, but I really don't want the extra injuries piling on early. So we're just going to go without the aggressive one. And then we're going to go for faster incubation here out of Mulligan. All right, we'll get to work, Mulligan. Get me my raptors. And now they are ready to be released. The very first dinosaurs we have created. They may be our undoing. Ah, this game gets the dinosaur movements and
Even the doctor who was
personalities
assured
so
these were not
right.
the proper response teams in place. I'm not saying anything will go wrong.
Okay, we need to be able to
Just
start
erring
setting
on
up the
the
rest
side
of
of
our
caution.
infrastructure.
start
We
with the
need
ranger post.
Operation Response
Build one
Facility,
inside the Velociraptor
Ranger
enclosure,
Post,
then
and
create a
then set up
response
a
facility.
ranger
From
team
there,
that will
assign a
oversee
ranger patrol to
the
the post.
well-being of the raptors. So we're going to throw in a ranger post here, kind of central to the exhibit. Response facility. Where do we want to place this guy down? We're just gonna have it right directly across from the hatchery. Planning that we're gonna have space to be able to put in more guest amenities if we leave some open space. So there's some ideas of what we want, but we're still a little ways away from bringing those around. Now we can take the ranger team, add task, assign them to this post, and actually I want to rename this
We need
rather
the
than Ranger
animals
Post
comfortable
1.
in their enclosures. The less they feel
Raptor.
stress over their captivity, the more they'll begin to act within their expected behaviors. This is better for them and obviously better
Now
for
we
us.
can check the
Check
blue
on the
here
raptor's
shows
welfare,
their
remember,
territory within
they're
the
still
pen.
getting
Sometimes you can get pens
habituated
that are
to
so
their new
large that they only
enclosure.
have a smaller territory within the pen, so they're still forming their territory right now, and we can see what pieces would be able to increase their well-being. So they want a little bit more forest. Now there is forest all along this back fence, so I think as long as that gets included within their territory, they'll be okay on forest. They want more prey, and they want more water. So we are going to head over here to be able to make some edits to their pen, add some water first off. I think doing like a little, let's get a central water feature here. There we go, and we have the ranger station in the middle as like a little island. I kind of like that idea. And then the other piece that they wanted was prey. So, do we want to release the prey off the island? Oh, it's just not big enough. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. We'll get a prey feeder over here, imagining that this is going to be close-ish to where the guests
isn't
will have an
much entertainment and
observation
educational value
location in the
park
future.
If our visitors cannot see our dinosaurs.
Oh, here it is.
I mean,
We have to make sure that
what's
they
the
are
point,
viewable
really?
from a viewing
If not to
gallery.
see
So,
these
I mean, this
majestic
just makes
animals
sense,
up
right?
close.
Front and center, the path
Well, we
leads
can construct
directly to
viewing
be able to
galleries,
see
which
the
should provide the guests
raptors.
with what you're after.
Highlight
They
dinosaur
won't believe
until we get the
their
T-Rex, right?
eyes.
Don't tell the raptors that the T-Rex is
Which is
going to steal the
exactly
show.
what we want.
But he will whenever he comes
Precisely my
along.
thoughts as well.
All right, time to get the dino vet in place. I can only imagine how much money we are going to sink in over here. $250,000 to be able to get that whacked down and then go for path. We have to connect it up.
I'm in need of more genetic samples than we have here at the park. We can send out expeditions of our own to gather fossils, but what we really need is for you to get an expedition center under construction. Then, we can extract DNA from these new fossils gathered in the field and rebuild an even more diverse set of dinosaur genome sequences. This should be your priority.
Now we get our expedition center. This will allow us to go out to new dig sites, be able to get new fossils that we can pull DNA out of. And so our goal here is to increase the genome of Triceratops. So talking about the future of the park here, I want this to be based off the movie, and then also in terms of the dinosaurs that we're going to keep, our goal is to have this be the kind of park that you take a little 8-year-old boy here, he's going to go know the names of all the dinosaurs. There are like hundreds of dinosaurs in the game that you're going to be able to bring to life, but I want this to be a park of just the absolute classics. We are headed off to our very first dig site, looking to be able to increase the genome of the Triceratops. We have a couple different dig site options. Are they the same price? 400,000, 400,000. We are going to send off over here, and then we have Jalal here is going to be able to give us faster expeditions. So half the time on being able to go to these dig sites, we're going to send her out to bring back those Triceratops fossils. Also, in the meantime, I have researched extra power options for us. Right now, we are only running off of backup generators, and it costs a whole lot to be able to resupply in fuel. The entire fuel resupply, I think, is about $500,000. The problem is I'm trying to figure out where the balance is going to be and when we need to shift over, and so it's actually going to be cheaper to use the small power station, because right now our power demands are actually really low. Probably once we start building guest amenities, our power demands are going to go up, and so then we're going to go for this, because the upkeep per minute here is 500,000. So over the course of 10 minutes, all right, we can time things. If it takes us 10 minutes, if we have to refuel here and the backup generators within 10 minutes, then it would be better to have the power. Expedition complete. Time to start pulling out the Triceratops genome. Ooh, we got so many great fossils. All right, so you have the classic mosquito in the amber with some of the blood here. And actually, to be able to pull the most, we're gonna go 4, 3, 3. You can get upgrade to be able to unlock and handle more fossils at once. Now let's assign the scientist, and then we want faster extraction. Start this, and then this little guy here is just kind of a bonus fossil. If you work him into the extraction slot and extract that fossil, you just sell it to be able to get a little bit of bonus cash. We're gonna start researching the staff center here, because that will allow us to rest our staff. Very important for being able to keep their output at a high rate. Once this bar fills to full unrest, they become disgruntled, and then at disgruntled, they receive a penalty to any the speed at which they do any tasks for you. Then I also want to be able to get these efficiency upgrades going. So we've got multiple research projects rocking at the same time that we are working on extraction of those Triceratops fossils. This does beg the question on where we are going to build the Triceratops enclosure. So let's take a look at our map here. And let's go ahead and pause to be able to ponder how things are working out for us right now. So we've got a very large footprint of space that we are going to be able to utilize here. And I like the idea of putting the Triceratops off on this side. We can get a very large enclosure here. And then I kind of like the idea of keeping the raptor pen as very central. We'll have paths cutting around to either side, and then extra exhibits along the side. And then directly behind them, we want some other really big showpiece, like maybe the Tyrannosaurus Rex if we were able to unlock that. Maybe something else, we'll see. And actually, I don't know if I want them even sharing a fence. We might have to split off the fence and have this like be a full ring where you get the view of the Velociraptor. But then I have the Velociraptors in the middle, and when they escape, if they escape, they will not escape. They will not escape if we can help it. They would just massacre everyone around. To cut my ramblings short, we're going to put the Triceratops over here on this plot of land, but leave space to be able to run a path across and around the raptor pen. There we are. The Triceratops have now a viable genome. Time to synthesize, incubate, and release the Triceratops. So we go to synthesize our new Triceratops. They're at only 56%, so their survival rating is not going to be amazing. Let's see, any modifications that we can give to their genome. If we flip through here, not a lot. I mean, we can try and make them long-lived. It makes them a little bit more expensive and harder to synthesize, though. Maybe we just leave it off, keep the cost low right now. They have a chance of being weak. I don't think that's going to matter too much. That's like how well they're able to defend themselves. I'm not going to put any carnivores in here with them, so we're just going to leave them unmodified. As unmodified as, you know, bringing a dinosaur back can be. All right, let's load up our staff center here, just to make sure that we can keep the well-being of our staff high. And now we are synthesizing the Triceratops as we speak, so time to get their enclosure in place. The fun thing with these electrified fences is that as long as just part of it reaches into where you have power, then the entire fence is going to have power, and then any other fences that you connect along with that are also going to be fully supplied with power. There we are. This is the beginning. We may expand this exhibit depending on if we can find other dinosaurs that are going to be happy cohabitating with the Triceratops. And I want to get rid of some of those ponds so that I have more space to be able to build. So we're going to flip over to removing water. I cannot build any of my structures in water, even though the dinosaurs like it oh so much. Okay, there we go. Smooth all this out. And then we want to make sure that they are viewable. get a path coming through here, but then also connect up, and I think we're gonna go ahead and run the path. Come on. Run the path up here so we get a little T-junction. And ranger post in the center. How are they coming? They are ready to have the eggs selected. We only got 2 eggs out of the entire batch. I think the batch was 6, and they are both weak, so they have low attack. Well, if they fight each other, they won't be able to hurt each other. Time to release the dinosaurs. So if you click release, they'll be shunted into the raptor pen and assuredly dead. But if you go by airlift, then you get these choppers that spawn out of thin air, and then they are going to haul our raptors out. Not our raptors, our triceratops. Here he is. Yeah, the first one. Oh, he looks so good.
Sight of our reason for being on the island in the first place.
All right, now to
The
see how well we
dinosaurs.
did in preparing
Their lives
this
come by
exhibit
our
for the little
hands,
guys.
and now they
I mean, we didn't really
rely
prepare
on
the
us
exhibit.
for
We
their
just
continued
edited the pond a
existence.
tiny bit.
This is
So if
our
we go over here to his
responsibility,
comfort level,
and one
he
we
wants more
cannot take
forest and he
lightly.
wants more
I
ground
want you to be sure
fiber.
that our
We'll go to
dinosaurs
editing
are
the
as
environment
comfortable as
here.
possible.
We have a number of different ways to be able to add forest and also ground fiber.
Dr. Wu and Dr. Hammond would both like us to increase the diversity of animal species in the park.
Okay, let's
And
get some
then
forest
construct a
running
ride
here,
where they
kind of
can be
along the
viewed.
back of the exhibit.
Make it something
Leaving the front
impressive.
open, hopefully for a little bit better viewing, and then we can get just a little bit of a patch over here. We can actually put forest in the water, which I really like to be able to kind of utilize this space. And then that should be good. Now ground fiber. So we can go, I'm gonna go with these trees. So you can just get fiber as ground cover to get just pure ground fiber and then no taller pieces. But if we go with this form of trees, then you get ground fiber and you also get tall fiber. So if we find somebody to cohabitate with these guys who like tall fiber, then the exhibit will already be prepared for them. Our next goal is to add 2 new dinosaur species to the park, and we have basically 3 options that we have to choose between. We can get these 2 little runner guys, or we can get this carnivore. Now I do really want to get the Dilophosaurus here. Man, I am going to get so much flack for my pronunciation of the dinosaur names. I want to get this guy. He's the spitter. He's in the movie. You have to have him, right? So we're going to go grab him, and then we're going to choose probably whoever is cheaper between these 2. We're going to make a budget choice here early on in the game, and then we can be able to probably just throw them in with a Triceratops because they're not very aggressive. Dilophosaurus. All right, faster expeditions, man. Woman, Jalal, go out there, find us these fossils. Now, our other goal here is to create a functioning park tour with enough viewable dinosaurs. So, the park tour has this awesome bit that you're actually able to drive the Jeeps into the dinosaur exhibits themselves, and I feel like the Triceratops, and then if we integrate other herbivores with their exhibit, could be the perfect opportunity to be able to run a park tour right through that area. So let's grab as much of the Dilophosaurus as we can. Oh, this is great. There we go. We're able to bring him all the way up to a viable genetic sequence within just 1 expedition. And then faster extraction, please. All right, start. We have a bunch of other fossils there we'll be able to filter through, but we should go ahead and run another expedition as well to be able to pick up. All right, well, this dig site is just an absolute bargain for Struthiomimos. That's not how you say it, but there we go. We'll run that expedition, be able to grab their genome, and then we'll have a lot of fossil refining to work on. And then I wonder if we want to go ahead and expand this exhibit already. I know that we want to work on setting up the park tour so that we have that. We are going to go and actually change the pathing right here. And then it is an attraction park tour. I have to research it? Okay. Okay. tour rides, and the staff is too busy to be able to work on learning how to set up tour rides. Now we can get it going. So here they have the red exclamation point. That means that after they do this task, they're going to become disgruntled, and you either take a penalty then forever after on any future assignments will have a productivity hit, or you have to rest them, which means that they are out of commission for a few minutes, and you pay them. You pay them to go on vacation. This is the best place to work, guys. It's the best place. Fossil extraction is complete. Now let's go for strengthening our other gene. Why do we have so many Triceratops that we weren't using? Let's get these guys going. And yeah, we're actually going to have an incredibly strong strand of Dilophosaurus. I love it. Watson, go to extract. Here we go. So 2 disgruntled employees. We're going to rest both of them. And then are we able to accomplish other... I hope that we are still able to run this fossil extraction. It'll be a little slower, but this will be able to increase the strength of the Triceratops strand so we get more survivors out of the batches of eggs. We lost so many last time. And then clearing out all these fossils should be able to sell for a pretty penny. I mean, I guess none of them are too valuable, but it'll be something. There we go. Yes, we are able to extract. It'll just be slower than when the expert was working on it. We also researched our park ride. Here we go. Park tour now available. Here we are. I want the park tour to be set up right in here. And now we need to run the path along so that we'll be able to connect to that. And then swing along, connect up here. Connect them to the path. And now we will be able to add, once it completes, speed it up a little bit, we'll be able to select it and then work on the park track. And so we can they basically get to drive the Jeeps out of here along a little path. We'll be able to set up the Jurassic Park classic gates to be able to get them into the Triceratops exhibit. We might have to edit the pond. We might have to do a lot of pond editing here to be able to get things to run the way we want. We can get a tour track or a concrete tour track. Not sure what the difference really is. 250. Is this one cheaper? No, it costs the same. So you can get a little gate there. But then you can also do the classic Jurassic Park gate. Yeah, so we're gonna do that, obviously. Then you sync up to the gate, and then you're in the... Okay, yeah, so we will not be able to go through the water with the Jeeps. Makes sense. All right, we'll bring them around and around. And then I think we're gonna get them kind of a span over the water here to be able to set that up. So remove water, make it as narrow as possible. We'll have a little crossing here. It might look a little man-made, but it's still fun when you're driving the Jeep. You see water on either side. It's the illusion that you're crossing the river. Then we bring this around. We'll set up. We don't need another full gate, right? We just have the big grand entrance, and then when you leave, you know, you're just supposed to be thinking about all those awesome dinosaurs you saw, not that. Oh, that one actually separates it segments the electric fence. So we're gonna have to do a repeater station to be able to provide power to the rest of the fence there. Fascinating, fascinating. Well, that being the case, we're just going to demolish it for now until we get that infrastructure set up. Okay, on second go, it actually does not block the electric fence. I just, for some strange reason, needed to move the fuel generator a few pixels up so that it was overlapping with the zone of the fence. I had built it right on the edge initially, and then somehow the game decided that no, it doesn't connect anymore. but we moved the backup generator just a few pixels, and that fixed it. So there we go. Okay, let's synthesize a few of these little guys. Let's check out what modifications they might have. They are pretty solid overall. Natural chance to be social, natural chance to be fit, and natural chance to be resilient. We could tack on to all of that a natural chance to be long-lived. I kind of like this. These guys are pretty cheap already, so I don't mind making them a little bit more expensive. We'll assign the scientist here, and faster synthesis. He's gonna have to rest after this. I mean, I could just go that way. Yeah, all right, we'll do this. And then we'll rest our other scientists there. There we go. Most of the staff is on break. Most of the staff is out on break. I am kind of getting a feeling like we're going to want to extend this exhibit if it is going to be one that we're going to try and get a lot of cohabitation going between the species. Give us a little bit more space to be able to provide the terrain types that they want to be having. And then we'll also be able to make the tour longer, and you get to see more dinosaurs on the tour. So, you know, do we sell tickets for the tour? I sure hope we do. Number of vehicles, rides. It is desired by these different types. So it is the park tour is very popular with the adventure tourists. That makes sense. And then we are able to edit how many vehicles can go on the track. We'll bump it up to 6 right now and kind of check later to see how well it handles everything. Ooh, one of the raptors went after a vehicle. He's not damaged. I've sometimes seen the raptors actually smash up the ranger jeeps. It's a little bit scary there. Okay, let us select the eggs. What did we get? Skittish? I'm fine with them being a little skittish. Yeah, lower percent of dominance, higher chance to panic, lower threat level. I don't really care if these guys panic. They're not going to do anything. And then mulligan. See these new dinosaurs through to completion. Now let's synthesize the Dilophosaurus. Can we improve his behavior? He has a natural chance to be sickly. That is pretty disappointing. How expensive would it be for me to try and modify that out of them? $100,000. Nah, I mean, I've got millions in the bank. Let's do this. Keep them from being sickly. Now we'll go ahead, extend this exhibit, and edit the tour ride. Yeah, you don't have to loop around so fast. There's a lot more to see. Be able to add this in, and then bring them around. There we go. I kind of like that path. Very, very fun. Do we want to move this? I think we do. We're going to move this building around so that it is a little more central. I guess that is a downside if you make the exhibits or the pens so large. Oh, and if you move it, then it unassigns the team. Why would it unassign the team? Okay, add task, go back. Yeah, you are supposed to take care of these guys. We have our new dinosaurs ready to release. Oh, I almost sent them into the raptor pens. That is just a misclick waiting. It's a massacre that's one misclick away, is what it is. Okay, we'll land these guys. And then once this research completes, we'll be able to set up the Dilophosaurus, and we're going to need to have a new pen for them. Because I don't want them in with the raptors. The different carnivores do not like each other, and I don't want to put them in with the herbivores, obviously. So we need a new carnivore pen, and I kind of like this expansion to be potentially the area where we start throwing in our carnivores. I think actually we are going to connect them to the back of the raptor pen here, and then we can go with a gate in between them if the rangers want to be able to access the pens from each other, because this, Why did I build it on the island? I guess it doesn't really give me coverage of the other exhibit unless I move it significantly. Let's see, so what would the option be? I could set it over here. Oh, you can set it just in the water? Okay. We could do this. It doesn't give total coverage of both exhibits, but it gives majority coverage of both exhibits. I mean, if we slide over, I'm not loving it. There we are, Dilophosaurus pen. Kind of set up. I want to be able to assign Ranger Team 2. No, it's gonna be Ranger Team 1. It's the same guy that takes care of the raptors is going to watch over these guys. There we go, assign. And then you guys are releasing slowly with all of the choppers. We're building a power plant because at the point that we were extending over here, we were just so far away from the generators. And these viewing galleries require power. I suppose they have lights and like sound systems. I hope that they're like a cool zoo, you know, with interactive exhibits in there. So they do require power to be able to function, even though it's only a tiny amount of power. But rather than building a third backup generator over here and then having to buy fuel for that, we are going to go to a power station with substations. It does mean that now we have to manage hideous power lines spanning around our park, but we'll see what we can do to make it look all right. And we should go ahead and start synthesizing the Dilophosaurus. We got the research completed that will be able to keep them from being sickly, I believe. Yes, there we go. So we're going to spend our modification on boosting that, and then do I want them to be long-lived? That'd be more expensive. We'll just leave it right now. I'm sure that later on we'll like try and perfect our dinosaurs when we have more options available, especially the social options seem most interesting to me. And then I want fast synthesis, so let's go.
Asset delivered.
Here we go. We got the power station set up. No cable. We are not set up right now. But if we go over here, start laying down our pylons so you can connect here to the power station and then swap over your pylons to the substations. We want a substation right here within the range of the backup generator so that the load of all of these buildings is not on the generator. And we also want to replace, oh, this is an awkward position. The thing is that I don't know what amenities I want in here that this might be conflicting with. Put it right here on the corner of the path. And then I don't think we're going to be able to fit anything in the middle of this path route. So, sorry, Visitor Center, you get all the power lines right in front. Let's see. Oh, yes, we have 5 beautiful eggs here. No red issues. They are fit. They are fine. This one is even social. Love it. Here we go. So we will assign our scientists. Milligan, get to work. Synthesize these guys. And then I think we are coming extremely close to actually being able to open Jurassic Park. Oh, we should really check on the well-being of these little guys that we've been dropping in with the Stegosaurus. Okay, so first off, are you okay with being in the Stegosaurus? Oh, he's still shaking. He thinks he's in with the Velociraptors because the hatchery is connected to the raptor pen. All right, he's in with the Triceratops. He doesn't really care one way or the other about the Triceratops. Actually fairly comfortable. Needs more ground leaf. That is going to be important because that's obviously their source of food. So we're going to edit the environment to their preference, be able to pick up Tall leaf and ground leaf. There we go. And then we're going to put it primarily in the newer portion of the exhibit so that it does not conflict with the setup that we had created for the Triceratops. We'd already kind of balanced the ecosystem of this half to the Triceratops' liking. Maybe it'll actually divide their territory a little, but I think the pen is not quite large enough. I think their territory is going to encompass the entire pen. So there we go. Got the ground leaf. They just need to be able to explore and actually find the zones of ground leaf through here. There we go. And look at that. Perfect fit. Double check on the 2 Triceratops that we have. How are they feeling about this place? Oh, it's perfect for them too. How happy are they? So they're just kind of ambivalent. It's not that they don't like them, but they don't dislike them. That's fine. Now we can release these bad boys via the airlift. Drop them into the new pen. I hope this pen is large enough for them. This is definitely the smallest.
Away from opening Jurassic Park.
Oh, here we go. Here we
And
go.
I now hear word we have sick
Oh no,
dinosaurs.
disease.
Someone offer me assurances.
Ah, the Triceratops. They caught a
We're on
cold.
top of it, Dr. Hammond.
All right, we're gonna go
We're sending
over
out a
here
local veterinary unit from the
and
Paleo
get a
Medical
scan on them to
Facility
see
even
what
as we
they've
speak.
got. Oh, come
Aren't
on.
we, Lily?
Yes, of
Medical
course.
scans.
They'll get us a diagnosis, and then
And
we
actually,
can
it's kind of
develop
fun.
a
So
cure
you
for the
can
Triceratops.
go.
Perfect. We have a plan.
You can actually select these
That means
guys,
everything is
take
completely
direct
under
control, and then we can drive the truck.
This doesn't even qualify.
And we
as a
can go.
minor
We can go
setback.
scan them.
Considering all of the obstacles that have been placed before us getting Jurassic Park to this point, I'm inclined to agree. Whatever it takes, see to it. And Henry, let me know the moment this has been resolved.
Understood.
Took that a little
Ready?
fast. Took it a little fast. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Thank you.
The brakes
As
on
Dr.
this
Wu
thing,
said,
not
everything
amazing.
is under control.
Oh yes, we're driving in with the dinosaurs. There they are, running alongside. Okay, here we go. So now we want to take our scanners out. Disease. Okay, so what disease did they contract? IV poisoning. So then we go over here and causes fatigue and low health. Avoid dinosaurs lacking high leaves in their territory to prevent this disease. Avoid dinosaurs lacking high leaves in their territory to prevent this disease. These guys aren't going to be able to eat high. I don't understand what this was. Okay, but we will go to our research menu, hospitalization, IV poisoning treatment. It'll be $100,000 to be able to figure out how to help these poor Triceratops. Mulligan is disgruntled, so this will take extra long, but we're gonna throw Mulligan on the job and give him a rest afterwards.
Delivery complete.
Ah, the extra layer. Okay, so if you work a disgruntled employee, you have a higher chance of sabotage as well. Maybe we should not. Maybe we should have given Mulligan a break before we sent him to work on the cure. How are the Dilophosauruses feeling about their new pen? So they need some water in here. Obviously, we should have set that up. Do they have enough space? They do. They do not need a very large area. That is excellent. So we're going to edit the environment here. Give them that water. Where do we want the water feature to be? Maybe we kind of set it. Oh, it can't go over there.
Asset transportation.
Okay, it's being weird about where I can put water now. I don't get it.
Asset has been
Okay, they get a little 2 stages of ponds here. They also want just a little more forest. We'll see if we can oblige some of the water trees. There we go. How you guys feeling now? How you feeling now? Oh, it's a perfect fit. Excellent. Right on cue, our research is done for the cure, and then we want to go over here to scientists. All right, sorry. Sorry you were just disgruntled and I made you do all of that work. Now you can take a break.
asset delivered.
Now we will be able to medicate the Triceratops. What a shot. Just drive-by medication. I love it. No sources of IV poisoning remaining. Open Jurassic Park.
I'm not sure which is more miraculous. Bringing the dinosaurs
Ah,
back from
here we
extinction,
go.
or
We got to go
finally
to
opening
our
Jurassic
arrival
Park
point
to the public.
and open the park.
Here we are.
We've done it.
John.
Guests will be beginning to arrive, and nothing is set up for the guests. There are no amenities, no bathrooms,
To the
no
public's
shelters.
ongoing fascination with these prehistoric animals.
Why are we opening?
Mate,
Why did you have me
never
open now?
die.
We're not prepared for guests. Even in the movies, he was more prepared for guests. He had the dry run of all the food and the exhibits and whatnot and hotels.
What might that
We don't have any of that in place.
Observing.
There is a
All right,
restroom
now we have to
nearby.
take care of the guests.
Shelters would be
And
appreciated
I'm going to
if-
pause so that
I
they're not
repeat, this is a
here
big
and
if.
hating me
If some of our animals escape
while we
their
work on
enclosures,
things.
and the
Oh,
closer our
bathrooms require
hotels are to the
power?
dinosaurs,
Why do bathrooms
the
have to
more
require
likely
power?
it is the guests
Let's
will enjoy their
run
stay.
power
And we
lines.
most definitely want
Connect right
that.
here. This will be a big hub. It will come across. And then I think I want a substation over here so we can set up some amenities. You know, a gift shop on your way in, on your way out, all that kind of stuff. There we go. So we'll get that substation constructed. And now here we go. Restrooms. Emergency bunkers as well. We'll position this guy out here. Let's kind of go one thing at a time. So we'll make sure that there are enough bathrooms first, and so we can use these management views. We'll go to restrooms here. That does mean that we have to wait for each one to be completed, and then we kind of leapfrog the new constructions. Because I don't want, like, to build one too far out and then have an awkward space in the middle. All right, come on. Oh, we got a park rating. The park rating is not even 1 star. You'd think that we could get at least 1 star just for the novelty of what we're doing here. We should probably get increased population of some of these guys. Particularly the Triceratops. The raptors with only the 54% strength in their genome. I'd like to be able to strengthen that before we get a few more. So we will go ahead, assign scientists. Give us a herd of Triceratops, please. There we go. We got all the coverages we need just as a review here. So we have shelters located here, 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 and then another one all the way up here to be able to get that 90% coverage that was required. This is a red zone, so it's going to be difficult for any guests that are over here to be able to make it to a shelter, but there's nothing really over here right now. We might extend some attractions over here, but it also could just stay kind of staff infrastructure, so I'm okay with that. And then if we look at restrooms, similarly, so the bright white is a bathroom, and then the green means that you get full coverage. And then finally we had accommodations. There isn't a view for accommodations necessarily, but here if you hover over, or yeah, you get, if you click on one or hover over it, you get your accommodation rating off of your hotel. So right now our rating is 97%, whatever that means. I think the idea is your rating is based on how many guests are able to stay at the hotel based on how many guests are in the park, and then also how many dinosaurs are viewable from the hotels, because if you click on a hotel, it has this blue radius. So if you're able to get it right up next to exhibits and be able to have dinosaurs within that radius, then you're going to have a higher rating as well. And we can actually see the view here, so you get to look right out into the raptors from your back porch. Now we need to set up the guest amenities and attractions. So I've already set down our first set of amenities, and we are going to be jacking around with these a lot to be able to hit the 5-star rating that we're going to do later on. But the key is going here through the configuration options. You want to tailor what you are selling and how the interior is set up to be able to cater to the different guest types that you are receiving. So right here we can see that we're getting majority eco-tourists, then you have luxury, thrill-seeking, and then just general populace. So we want some sale option that is going to appeal to this large number of ecotourists. We're either going to do hats or leisure wear. We'll pull leisure wear here, and then we were able to look at the other configurations. We want something that is going to boost both the general populace and the ecotourists here. So we're going to go for that, and then we have another configuration option. We're going to go for eco and luxury to bring those out of the red. These are both contributing the same. And then out of the final configuration, we would really like to be able to pull another general populace and eco option. But as you do more research, you're able to get more interior modules to be able to tailor this to exactly what you need. We're just going to have to pick one. That is going to be a little suboptimal, but which one's going to make us the most money? So 17,580, 17,580. Yeah, these are both the same because they pull out the, I mean, they're both hitting the exact same stuff. Selfie spot or TVs. We'll put the selfie spot in here. And now to do that configuration for the eatery and the drinkery. Oh, fantastic. We got the research level that will allow us to actually be able to train our staff so we can improve their stats here. And the staff is just naturally set up so that kind of everybody has their own specialty. We can either use these training points to be able to give us a more well-rounded staff, or we can continue to hammer in these guys' specialties. So right here, I actually like hitting the breaking point of having 6 points in what they are good at. I find that covers... It'll usually let them be the only one working on a particular task until you hit the lady. I mean, it's not a coverall, but I find that to generally be the case. But now you, Watson, faster extraction. Honestly, I want you to be a little bit better at logistics so that we have a stronger team for doing research projects. And then Jalal with 6 logistics already. Yeah, you don't need more logistics. You probably want to be better with genetics. And then we're going to have to wait for Mulligan to finish his treatment. He's working in the hospital right now. And then we're probably going to give him the boost to welfare so that he's at that 6 breaking point. We can hire more staff, but right now I'm trying to stay within budget constraints so that we're still making money while we have just a lot to set up and a lot of money that we're going to need to invest as we're looking to gain new dinosaur types later on. But here we also need to be able to get a new attraction, and unfortunately we're gonna have to research this, but I just started another research project. Yeah, the staff are busy. Gosh dang it. Okay, we're gonna have to wait. But while we wait, we have Triceratops to be able to release. All right, we're gonna drop them into the big pen. We now have a herd of 4 Triceratops, and then we have this guy, our Dilophosaur, who had been injured, is ready to head back. Honestly, I want even more Triceratops. 4 still feels like a really small herd to me. Oh, that was to modify. Yeah, I don't need to modify. Let's go back. And assign scientists. With 75%, I feel like I've only been getting 2 eggs every time. It's frustrating. But there we go. That's the breaking point. She used to be at 5. Now at 6, she's able to work on the Triceratops all herself. Let's take a look at our finances while we wait for things to kind of cook over here. So we get our breakdown of how much we're making, our profit levels, our expense levels. We get our different revenues. So we have ticket sales versus amenities. Amenities covering about 1/3 of our income. Ticket sales being the majority right now. Yeah, that makes sense because we don't have very good amenity coverage. If we actually go to management views and we look at the amenity coverages, it's pretty abysmal. We're going to want another cluster of amenities over here. But I'm wondering if I want to go to a different amenity type. If I want to go up to... So you have small amenities, medium, and large. But we have to research those. So I wonder if I want to do the research to be able to get the medium amenities and kind of lock those in, because this is going to be, you know, the heart of the park. Everything else is going to be built on around this. So being able to establish, expecting larger crowds in this area, kind of set up infrastructure, thinking of the future here. Okay, hey! So out of a batch size of 6 eggs, we finally got 5 eggs coming through. A number of them are weak and aggressive. I don't want to use the aggressive ones, especially because we are putting multiple species in together in this exhibit. So we're just going to pull these 3 and then go ahead and assign the scientists. It costs us $1 million to be able to get these guys habitated. Yeah, Mulligan. Okay, so we are going to train Mulligan first so that he hits 6, which is what we wanted. We said we wanted that. Train up. Better welfare. Confirm for $50,000, and that also is a salary increase for them. But at the same time, I believe we got the research here. Did we get it yet? Yes. Okay, so out of our main hub here, we can do improved administration. So we can pay $1 million up front for all our future hiring fees to be cut by 1/4 and staff salaries to be cut by 10%, which over the long run of this park is definitely going to pay for itself. The ranger facility is going to be upgraded with the improved scanners. These require all just additional researches. Are we able to get anything out of the science center? Yeah, here we go. So we can either get extra capacity to be able to work more fossils at the same time, or we can just store more fossils overall. I want to be able to work more in batches, larger batches. The staff center, so we can decrease the cost of resting and training our staff. We're going to go for that. We can also get improved yield out of all of our expeditions by 50%. That is a huge upgrade. Now that Mulligan is trained, he can run that batch of Triceratops eggs, be able to add them to the herd, and then I think we're good for expanding the Triceratops herd for now. Our populations are pretty good. Honestly, we'd like to be able to get some more raptors, but I also want their genome to be a little bit more stable before we go to that. So we're going to need to do an expedition. I believe that expedition is out in China somewhere. Yeah, so if we swing across the pond here, we can get the Velociraptor DNA out here in Mongolia and here in China. Oh no, there's a dinosaur fight. Where is it? Where is it? Are you able to zoom me in? Oh, here they go. They're going at it. Why are these guys going at it? Okay, so neither of these is the alpha. The alpha is just over here watching. These two got into a fight. This is what the game definitely got so right, is that the dinosaurs are just always doing something. Oh, they're both injured. They both got hurt. Very inconclusive battle. All right, see what kind of damage they did to each other. But yeah, the game gets the dinosaurs so right. They really feel alive. They're always moving around, eating, drinking, playing, fighting, resting. Like if you watch them for any little bit of time, you get to see them go through all these different behaviors. And if you're just kind of panning across, you will always see them doing something. Here we have some more Triceratops set to release. We're gonna airlift these guys across.
Asset collection request received.
There we go. And we got the attraction researched. I think, do we want the viewing platform yet? No, we don't need it yet. The attractions. All right, where do we want to establish this? It does take power, so we're gonna have to make sure it's close enough to our power grid. Oh, can I finesse it? I guess I can just have it running off this other substation. Here we go. We'll attach it to the main drag right here. Voila! The cinema! Desired by all types, kind of generally, giving us plus 100 appeal for the park. Maybe that'll... Ooh, that pushes us. Well, we already went over 2 stars. Maybe it'll push us to 2.5. I kind of doubt it. Plus 100 appeal is equivalent to, like, 1 dinosaur. One small dinosaur. Like, what's the appeal of a raptor? The appeal of a raptor is 185. But I mean, raptors are pretty special. Okay, so you mobile vet unit. You figured out that this Triceratops is just minorly hurt. You're able to help him, but you're just driving away. I have to tell you to go ahead and follow up. Now this guy, out of the fight, he received some organ trauma, so we're gonna have to tranquilize him and send him to the vet. Let's send the chopper around to be able to get him. The cinema is open, yes!
Jurassic Park sits at the intersection of both science and commerce. One provides for the other, so the higher the park rating, the more income we have to support Dr. Wu in his research. New shops and attractions, and yes, new dinosaurs, will make the park more appealing and more profitable.
There you go. We got the tranquilizer in, so send him to the vet. We've hit a major breaking point here in the campaign. Mulligan, you can heal him up.
Heading to pick up the asset.
Our new goals: reach a park rating of 3 stars, increase the total number of dinosaur species to 6, so find 2 new species to be able to add in, increase the number of park guests up to 1,000, which we are extremely close to already, and make 400,000 income per minute. The foundations of Jurassic Park have been laid. So I realized here, this was initially a huge missed opportunity with this pond. As I was looking back at it, I was like, oh, that's almost like a giant footprint. We should definitely make it look exactly like a giant footprint.
Asset has been transported.
I want to kind of extend here. Now, if this is going to let us get the claws in, I think the claws are going to be pretty tame. Maybe we can sharpen things up a little bit. Okay, now this is just looking kind of wonky. Is that what we want? Did we actually get it? I thought I was gonna do more shaping up. Okay, that looks worse.
Delivery complete.
There we go. It is hideous. The paintbrush features are just so fine, or they're so large here. They're not fine enough. That was the smallest radius we have. You can extend things to like paint huge swaths of land. I guess. So really, we would need more space to be able to get any interesting like sky writing kind of thing in the exhibit. But there it is. That's gonna be the centerpiece now. We're gonna see that all the time and remember how I failed at drawing. Great. But Jurassic Park is off to an excellent start. The foundations are here for a brilliant park. We have our core exhibits. Our star rating is almost at 2.5. Reaching 3 is going to be well within our grasp. In terms of money, we have plenty. Our profits are even higher than our expenses. So our profitability margins are absolutely incredible here. Here we go, an official park rating. Income is up. We're up over 1,000% from last month. I mean, that makes sense based on the timing breakdown. We were just barely opened last month, and no lawyer fees. That is the real piece that means this is an act of fiction. That's what tells you that this is just a fake video game. Thank you guys for joining in on this first episode as we lay the foundations for Jurassic Park. Let me know in the comments any modifications or special requests you guys have for the park. Also, maybe some commenter names can find their way as named dinosaurs here. There could be an episode delay depending on how the filming works out, but hopefully that is something that we can work out. Thank you guys for watching and have a good one.